MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
Now, when Porsche introduced the 944 4 years ago, some people said it was the ultimate sports car, maybe even the ultimate Porsche. It was more refined than the aging 911, more nimble than the Autobahn cruising 928. And as for the 924, well, it shared many of its parts with Audis and Volkswagens. And after all, the 944 handled better and went as fast as any car in its class. But now there's this new 944. It's the Turbo. Is it just a faster 944, or is it good enough to change all of our standards of sports car satisfaction? If it is, you wouldn't know it by looking at it. There's barely enough difference here to make you wonder if the car's been changed, or if it's just your mental image of the original 944. But understatement is part of the Porsche package, and the front bumper is new. Besides that, the windshield is now semi-flush mounted. There's a new rear underbody spoiler to help stability and cooling. Overall, the body of the Turbo produces a touch less drag than the standard 944. Let's see, oh yes, the Turbo's 16-inch wheels are also a new design, but that's about it for the cosmetics. Just beyond them, you'll find more substance, new 4-piston brake calipers. And then there's the engine. Here, understatement goes only so far. Surely you didn't expect merely a 944 engine with a turbo just tacked on. The 2.5-liter 4 gets forged pistons and a cylinder head with ceramic exhaust ports. The Turbo breathes through an air-to-air intercooler. Horsepower for the Turbo is up by 50% over the 944 at 217. Torque is up by a whopping 78% with a figure of 243. All of which turns understatement to tire smoke. This German Porsche 944 is in the same class as U.S. V8 powered muscle cars. We ran through the quarter mile in a mere 14.6 seconds, 2 seconds faster than the standard 944. The Turbo crossed the finish line at a modest 95 miles per hour. But the 944 Turbo isn't all like a muscle car. The Porsche is fast, but as with most European cars, it's geared for top end, not sprints. Top speed is over 150. Still, it ran our short course 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds. That's right in line with our quarter-mile times. That also tells you there's minimal turbo lag. The Turbo's new stoppers haul it down in a brief 110 feet from 55 miles per hour. Brakes don't have an anti-lock system, but one really wasn't needed. The only negative here, the pedal requires a hefty foot. The 944 Turbo has 4 hefty feet of its own, 205 55/16s at the front and 225 50/16s at the rear. The suspension has been recalibrated to boot. With the bigger tires, there's more of a heavier feel and feedback through the steering wheel, but the steering is very precise, if typically German, a bit slow, and feels as nimble as ever. The Turbo also corners so flatly that only the G-forces let you know when you're really cornering fast. You get the feeling you could thread a needle in the dark with this car. In more demanding situations, the car still stays firmly planted and is more forgiving than past Porsches. Porsche didn't stop with the mechanics. They've also added a new interior that includes power adjustments for driver's seat height and tilt. The steering wheel position has been raised for easier reach and a clearer view of the gauges, which, by the way, are housed in a new dash with an oblong cutout that takes its style from the 911. It's a big improvement, but it still took some getting used to. And here's something you don't often find on German cars: full instrumentation, including a boost gauge, though it seems that Porsche did it begrudgingly. The smaller readout seemed cramped and fuzzy, hard to read. Plus, we're so used to idiot-proof markings on most car climate controls that the simple legends on the 944 Turbo's automatic system sent us hunting for the owner's manual. It's a snap once you understand it. Then there's the hidden trip odometer reset button. All you do is push the center of this air vent. But we found no shortcomings in this Porsche's 5-speed manual shifter. It's a model of smoothness, considering its linkage runs all the way to the transaxle at the back. On the highway, the ride is firm, but then this is a performance car. And to its credit, it has enough suspension compliance to stay well under control on the roughest twisty roads. The EPA rates the Porsche 944 Turbo at 19 city, 27 highway. We got 23 on our 100-mile loop. Of course, the Porsche 944 Turbo is expensive, with a base price of $29,800, and our modestly equipped test car would set you back $33,362. So price didn't make our hit the mark list, but overall we were more than infatuated with the 944 Turbo. We love its track performance, acceleration, braking, and superb handling. We also came away enchanted with the sharp and positive feel of all driver controls, from steering to shifter to clutch. In addition, we found the new seating position near perfect. On the miss side, we think the gauge design doesn't do justice to the new dash, plus some controls need more markings. But that's all. And the truth is, there's not much wrong with the 944 Turbo that a price decrease wouldn't fix. But then, for the 944 Turbo, Porsche has taken everything we like about the 944 and added power and the prowess to handle it. That makes the Porsche 944 Turbo the new benchmark in sports cars, and a car that everyone will try to beat.